Calling Bailu the Chi-Chi of Honkai Star Rail kind of feels unfair because Chi-Chi can actually heal. Now, is she a good character? No. Bailu can't heal for anything. So now, we have Bailu's replacement, Luocha. Now, I know some people are sleeping on him because, oh, we already have Bailu, we already have Natasha, we have Gepard, we don't need Luocha. Trust me on this. You're gonna want to run Luocha on all of your teams. Let me explain why. Starting off with Luocha's skill, activating it is a standard target one ally, heal them based on Luocha's attack plus his talent level, except Luocha's skill can auto-trigger when allies drop below 50% HP, and guess what? It doesn't use skill points, or a skill point, and it also gives energy. Even crazier, it triggers again after 2 turns. So usually, it'd be like, okay, after you use his skill twice, you get the auto skill back. No, you can trigger it again once every 2 turns. So once you use the wind set on Luocha, you start making him go really, really fast. And not to mention building speed boosts and stuff. Speed boots. You can have his auto skill available very, very often. And because you don't have to use your skill to refresh the auto skill, you're not really spending any skill points. So it's very, very crazy. He's already not using any skill points at this point. With Luocha's ult, it's kind of a vanilla ult. It gives him an ability to dispel buffs from enemies, but the most important buffs are unremovable. So things like when a lot of enemies go berserk and stuff, you can't really remove those. But it does do one actual important thing, which will make sense after I talk about his talents, which is, Abyss Flower is Luocha's talent, and it's deployed upon gaining 2 stacks, and it lasts 2 turns. Abyss Flower gives minor heal to the attacking ally based on Luocha's attack plus talent level, and the important thing about this is that it gives allies sustain without SP use. So you don't really have to start spending SP to heal them, unless you're specifically using his skill to like refresh Abyss Flower, which is like, why? But how do you get Abyss Flower stacks? You get Abyss Flower stacks whenever you use skill and ultimate. Both gives 1 stack respectively, but auto skill also gives 1 stack, which is wow. With Luocha's trace ascensions, his first ascension trace allows him to dispel a debuff from an ally, which isn't really crazy, but it could come in handy when the Arumatrons, for example, they do that big hit, they imprison your ally, and it's like, bruh. But he'll automatically heal your ally if they're low because it's a strong hit, and they'll be back in the fight, which is very, very useful. Ascension 4 gives a minor heal to allies except the attacker. So it's really, really good, even though it's a weak heal because it's unconditional. So if an ally attacks, so let's say you use Pella's normal attack and then you use Pella's ult, you'll heal your team. And it's also easy to trigger, and it doesn't seem to be once per character per turn. So I'm pretty sure you can abuse it. With Ascension, with his final Ascension talent or trace, it gives him crowd control resistance by 70%, which could reduce the need for effect resistance substats, but it's very, very useful in general, just because, you don't want Luocha to be CC'd, so his auto skill could come in handy in case your team gets a CC'd. But if your multiple characters get CC'd, it's going to be random chance who gets healed, unfortunately. But whatever, it's still pretty good. And it's kind of surprising, all of Luocha's traces are very, very good. There's not a single trace that's dead. Maybe other than 2 maybe 2 is dead, but like it kind of synergizes well with his Ascension 6 because you don't want Luocha to be a CC'd. It's like Bailu, where if you're hoping your allies die, basically, I don't know, if your ally dies with Bailu and then you want Bailu to revive them, but oh wait, Lamau, Bailu's frozen and Bailu can't revive your ally, so it's like Lamau. Now the biggest downside, I believe, to Luocha is that he doesn't have the same protection he gives to as a shielder, because if there's a big AoE boss attack and and if it could possibly wipe your team out, like it probably will. And especially since you don't have a panic heal outside of auto skill, so you know in dire situations you can't just press Bailu ultimate or Natasha ultimate and like potentially come back from that deficit. But the big benefit is that Luocha heals so often, even though they're weak heals, to the point where your team will almost always be full HP to withstand the big AoE. So they're not going to be like 70%, 50%, but they'll always be topped up nearly, which could give you a really good chance to withstand big attacks. And yeah, that's going to be everything. With all of Luocha's kit, I actually believe he's gonna be like, he's almost gonna be the Xingqiu of Honkai Star Rail, because you're gonna, or sorry, Genshin Impact, I don't know, but like you're gonna want to run him on every single team. Like I feel like I would want 2 Luochas on my team, like just because of the SP efficiency. Right? You could do Luocha, Pella, and then you would have so much SP that you could actually just gas up your seal, gas up your Bronya seal combos, stuff like that. And it's really I do have to say, rip Bozo to the Silver Wolf people, those who are metagaming and decided, hey, I'm gonna get Silver Wolf because she's actually a staple and surely she'll fit on every single team. No. Luocha, you just slap him in your team. And since every team is going to require a healer or some sort of defensive utility, Luocha is going to be that slot you want. And I really wish I could get two of him. Like, not like 2 separate Luochas. I can use on each of my team just because it's so useful. But yeah, that's going to be it. See y'all later. Bye.